What's up? Welcome to another edition of Hot Topic with Copville and Dominick Izzo. I'm over here playing with the goddamn media shit, and we got the thing going on and off. We're having a great day. We got a great show as always. We got some videos to break down, and I see Dom on there hammering away about Pam Bondi and Donald Trump and Kash Patel. Talk to me. Talk to me.
I love the hammer pan.
Damn, I set you up good for that one. I set you.
I'm not gonna.
You saw your friend. You saw your friend on my story, didn't you?
Who? Which
Haley.
one?
Haley.
Oh, what now?
She's back. She had a staged video where she had her new boyfriend, the new cuck that's not on camera, saying things like, "Have a safe night. Hope it's quiet." And this dumb bitch still can't get your and your right. She has your, when you're a police officer, YOUR.
Her commander, the operations commander for patrol, I used to be very close with.
At that agency that she's at now?
The agency. I consider an extremely close friend. I haven't talked to him in probably 10 years. And I will not reach out and go, "What are you thinking?" Because I wouldn't be surprised if you would tell me, "Shut the fuck up." But they're going to learn. They're going to learn. The biggest thing, every single time I've ever met a former Chicago police officer that goes down, they downgrade to a municipal bordering agency, they act like they are the biggest king shits on the planet. It's one of the reasons I can't stand CPD. It's like CPD's garbage goes everywhere. And it's not like in Illinois, I'm sure it's like this in every major metropolis, where you have your city, your LA, New York, Chicago, and then you got 200 miles you hit the next town. It's not like an island. It's in Cook County. There's 5.8 million people in Cook County. 2.7 live in Chicago. So that leaves another 3 million people. Where do you think they fucking live? All across the county.
And that little town where you worked and have no experience.
Right. Where they had just a shooting the other day and a parent's starved and beat a kid to death. Right. All that shit. And then you have the counties next to them. Lake County, where I worked, Will County, DuPage County. But I don't know what it is when you work for an agency the size of CPD and then you go to a smaller department, you think that you're the biggest king shit on the planet. I don't get it. Literally, you don't do as much as suburban fucking cops. So she's stupid. I don't know what she's doing. And I will guarantee her coworkers can't stand her right now.
Oh, no. And the truth behind it, you're right, because she can go down. She came to Boynton Beach. No, where did she go? Delray Beach. She went to Delray Beach Police Department. Small, it's decent sized little agency down there, but nobody knows her. And she comes from up north, so she can play the Chicago card. You can say, "Oh, I worked for a big."
She posted on her social media.
From what I understand, I talked to people. She didn't work a beat. She was a social media or community affairs type cop that walked around, stayed close to the station, didn't do anything real serious. And then, she rides her dad's coattails. I guess he was a CPD cop. Goes down here. Thank God. Leo got smart and cheated on her. Leo cheated on her. She moved back up north. And now she's got a new man, and she's not in uniform because I'm thinking they probably don't like that. But she's back to making videos, and you're right. How can that reputation has to follow her everywhere?
I don't get it. And yesterday, 2 days ago, something happened exactly why I keep telling these cops to stop.
Oh, yeah. Talk about that. That's a good story.
Shreveport, Louisiana I did content on a female cop there for putting rap songs with, the gangster rap language in it. I didn't appreciate that. It was completely disrespectful. And her department saw it. And the next thing you know, it's in the media, like the local media for Shreveport. Shreveport interviewed me for a news segment. And there's been a few Shreveport cops. That's what it's the black culture. You got the ghetto culture. And that was May of 2025. Well, I got like 10 people sent me the other day that this same cop
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Was up online, and she's going, "Dear white men, I'm the black woman your husband, your wife is terrified of her." I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. This can't be the same dumb broad. So I see it's Libs of TikTok, and I tag them in the original content. I go right to Libs of TikTok page, and I go, I'm the guy who originally broke the story, all this kind of shit, because I'm like, hey, I want credit for this crap. And then somebody tells me, no, she's claiming it's AI. And I'm like, no, she's not claiming it's AI. Well, I wanted to see if she blocked me. So I went to her Facebook page. She's on Facebook, and she's got this massive paragraph post written, said, "This is not me. It's another account that created me. I've been trying to get it offline for the last several years, blah, blah, or last year. So I go up on TikTok and sure as shit, it's a fake 350,000 follower page that literally took her content, did AI dub overs. I mean, it's the same shit, same position, same pose, but then they make the images talk.
Yes.
I'm a fat black cop, and nobody wants to date me. And I'm like, oh my God. So
Yeah.
I went to bat for her. You know, I did some content on it. Libs of TikTok, to be honest, I hope she sues them because Libs of TikTok, the whole
that's where we're getting with that, because I get it too. I get, there's that fucking Miss Jackson, that ghetto ass bitch from Houston, and she can barely speak English.
She's a hospital cop.
Yeah, I got the dirt. She got shit canned for cowardice in FTO, like phase 1. She refused to act on a call
from Harris County.
That same disaster where we've had a bunch of people we've dealt with from that Constable 5th District, whatever the fuck that is. And she got cut loose. She goes and does this hospital stuff, but then I see whenever I get sent her stuff and blocked, but then I get one that comes through. Somebody has created an exact page with another 35, 40,000 followers with a slightly different name, and they use an OnlyFans link, and I think they're going the whole way. You're talking digital porn.
So that is not her.
No, the Miss Jackson is her. No, Miss Jackson, she does have an OnlyFans, but there's a second one. But there's a second one that's spinning off of that to a different OnlyFans account or a different adult content site. So when I get a video of her and I see it's her, I'm like, that I know it's the fake page, and now I see it growing and growing and growing.
If you go to Libs of TikTok's page, Libs of TikTok's number 1, they call for her termination from law enforcement. And number 1, she didn't do that content. The worst thing is, you look, 3,000 comments. And I put up in their retraction, said, no, you need to issue a retraction. I was wrong. You were wrong. This is not our content. People don't care. They don't care. They're shitting all over this cop who honestly did nothing wrong. And the idiot that we make fun of all the time from Parachute, Colorado, same thing. Months and months and months ago, people sent me, look at this guy. He's pimping himself out for dates. And it was his videos. Yep. People would create a separate TikTok account and say, I'm 36 and I'm single. Nobody will date me. Now I'm like, dude, I never thought it would be this dangerous, but their careers are being challenged.
The honest part, though, is you can take at this point, like, like the thumbnail I made for tonight. All I do is Google you every time I'm getting ready to make a thumbnail, snap, screenshot, throw me and you in there, and then I put it together. You can take any image now and turn it into video. That's the danger. But you're right. By creating the videos, you're just giving people more content, more opportunity to confuse. But I guess we're going to go a whole nother direction with that. Maybe we'll be advocates for it, as getting these people to sue these companies or websites that are doing that, because that's flat out like you're defaming somebody's character. You're creating an image that they're doing pornography or they're using racial slurs. That's a huge problem.
Sadly, and that's the sad part.
Appreciate it, Pride Assassin. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, you prideful assassin, you. I don't. It's like, I can't. And I email Libs of TikTok, and I don't expect your response. I said, you're wrong. This is incorrect. But if they want to get sued, they want to get sued. But at the same time, too, you would think that cops would go, ooh, maybe I shouldn't post up online. Yeah. And there's a new direction now going, which is these cops' wives.
Oh, I love them.
Their husbands are not posting.
Nope.
They are posting the shenanigans with their husbands. And I'm like, in uniform, going, you have no fucking idea what you're doing and how you're shitting all over their career. So maybe these people deserve what they get. I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, those ones, I did a whole episode on cop wives locally because I got attacked by a couple fucking miserable cop wives here that are drunks on the internet. Ooh. But yes, they do create that content, and they spin it. They always spin it with I'm trying to bring awareness, and they don't give a fuck about that.
No, you're trying to get also your account for your fucking Etsy account.
Yeah, they want to sell nude bracelets and shit. So they create these. I got another video. They create these this bullshit, and it's just nonstop garbage. And there's the Hulk Rilla. They're showing him up there in South Carolina. They show him at the academy. Like, they're literally showing his videos at the academy.
As far as what to do or what not to do.
What to do. He is a local hero in Irmo PD, right, which is just outside of
the problem with him is that's Tommy Norman 2.0. And I think I've said this very publicly. I am a massive Tommy Norman fan and supporter. I don't care what happened to him recently. The problem I have with Tommy Norman, I've always said this, is he went out of his way. No, he didn't go out of his way. It was his real. He never extended past the reality of his character. He would go into the neighborhoods, the poor neighborhoods. He was the definition of community policing. Nothing comes close to that man. Problem is, I've always said, Izzo works with Tommy Norman in a different world, right? And I'm not as socially, I don't know, in tune.
That's the first one, right? That really big guy.
Tommy Norman?
He blew up. Is that the guy that blew up?
He's Tommy Norman is the example of community policing. Yeah, he just
basketball, football with the kids in the street and all that. Yeah, okay,
that's him. Yeah, okay. Bald guy.
Yep, I know.
I always said, here's the problem: if I do my job great and I'm awesome, but I'm not sociable. I'm not a people person. Now Tommy's got the day off, but a problem happens over in his beat, right? I show up and there's Steven or Stefan, DeMarcus, whatever, and they know Norman inside and out. And Norman has been in their lives forever and whatever, and they know they can go up and plead with him, all this shit, but they run across Izzo that day. And I don't give a fuck who they are. I'm there to do my job the right way. I'm not going to treat them the same. And there could be a massive social bridge that doesn't happen, but I'm still going to serve the community and uphold the law. Yeah, it's the biggest problem I have with people thinking the cops need to be more personable. I don't know if I agree with that, simply because now you're setting a standard like Hulkrilla. Well, that means everybody's got to have his level of compassion. Yeah. No, you have to have empathy, not sympathy. And I think when you go so overboard, like those fucking asinine videos that Hulkrilla does, and what Tommy was doing, is they set other cops up for failure who don't have that personal side.
Yeah, I agree. We got pride assassin again here. When I worked in a lab, as a profession, I kept my job private and offline, work life and private life completely separate. Yeah, I did a video today. I'm gonna bring it. I did an episode today on that Sal Adrati case that I'm passionate about, where Sal got indicted for an officer-involved shooting. And my point, I'm going to play a short part of this video where this is what I was. Oh no, maybe I'm not. Where the hell did it go? My point of this video or this episode was these cops. We're the thin blue line, right? We talk about it. We got this brotherhood and all this. We got a guy like Sal who's indicted. Okay, and wouldn't you think like cops would be really interested in that? Like real interested in a fellow officer that he shot somebody, he got unjustly indicted, and he's looking at all this time. So what I said here, I'll play like a little bit of clip of what I said today in this episode, like what I would expect from cops if we really cared and used our social media for the right thing. The fact that all cops aren't irate about this and they don't put the TikToks down and the dancing down for a minute and pay attention to something like this and get this more exposure, beyond my brain. I've not thought the same about my life and my family and anything since I've seen this story. It's disgusting. And to become friends with somebody, extremely close with somebody. So I talked a little bit about that. My point being is we have these cops with these massive social media reaches. We have massive Hulkrilla, hundreds of thousands, 700,000. This faggot out in Colorado, 700,000. Why not get on board with something like that? Why not go, hey, there's a guy in New Jersey who got indicted by a piece of shit attorney general, and I have this massive reach in this law enforcement community to get 700,000 people to write a fucking letter to the attorney general's office or the governor. That's blue brotherhood. That's a thin blue line.
You can answer that question, because
I know it doesn't exist. But
no, here's the answer to the question. You already know this. You don't care about that thing until it happens to you.
Correct.
When I was in the job, and literally, like I started on social media in October of 2015. We had a shooting in our a town over. It was the G.I. Joe Charles Joseph Glenowitz case from Fox Lake, Illinois, where we had a massive manhunt because 3 guys killed a Fox Lake lieutenant, and this went on for 2 months. And then it turned out, he didn't really kill, he killed himself. And it was a big conspiracy. In October of that year, right? So I wasn't on social media. I was doing my martial arts shit. I went into a gas station and somebody thanked me for their service. And I had this weird kind of feeling because our town for the first time in decades was like, wow, people were really pro cop because this is Lake County. We got a cop killer. We got to find. And I do a video that was about 3 minutes long and it was titled What It Really Means When You Thank a Cop. And I said, I'm talking about how when you thank me, it reminds me to bring my A game every day and be the best version. Next thing you know, I'm on like Police One. They're sharing my shit. It's got 500,000 views in a fucking day. I'd never know what viral was. So what did that do? Oh, ego. People like what I have to say. I started talking and talking and talking. And back then was Facebook. Next thing you know, I got 100,000 people follow me on Facebook. And I'm asked to give public speaking addresses, this and that. I didn't think about anybody else. I thought about me. Yeah. I thought about, wow, people think I'm serious in law enforcement, but none of the shit that mattered to other people I cared about until I was Golden Boy, got knocked off my fucking pedestal, and I went, oh, now I see what they can do, and I have to stop and look at other people. So
that's something we all most of us have in common. And they call it, all these crybabies that got fired and lost their jobs or pieces of shit. Well, nobody else you guys aren't going to speak up, and until it, like you just said, until it happens to you, you're never going to understand the railroad of administration coming down on you and twisting shit, and the way everybody just turns their back and goes, well, I don't want to be associated with him. He's getting fired or he's getting in trouble, and they just turn their back. But I kind of rode the same wave. I start Copville, I get all these followers. I'm the guy. I got these memes, and then I have a very good example of grounding here in the house. My wife is very strict about don't lose where your head is. And then I said, okay, I got a little bit of the likes and shares out of the way, and I went, wait a second, I can do something here, and I can raise money, and I can donate to these cops, and I can get people to see these stories. And that's kind of where the podcast came from, was how can I make this thing good for everybody? And that's what I look at these cops that have this massive reach, that fucking dance and do voiceovers and fucking sell makeup. Yeah, make your little bit of money, but why not grab one of these stories and use that? They're more likely to get the news to see them doing a story like that, doing a story about something like Sal. They're more likely to get a politician to see it than I am.
I'll tell you what, no, it popped in my head. I actually did advocate for one guy who was a Sergeant Frost up in Michigan. I think he was a Michigan State Trooper. He shot and killed a 17-year-old. This was like 2014. Kid flashes his bright at the cop. Cop goes to pull him over, and Frost is like my height. And he's probably like 40 pounds lighter. And the kid was an MMA fighter. And Frost goes to pull him out of the car, and Frost shot and killed him because the kid was getting ready to mount and pound him. And I went to bat for him. And I did a public speaking event in Michigan. And I think, all the cops are condemning me. And I'm like, what? So what I remember feeling is the public influence dictated how I was worried about whether or not I would have a voice, meaning, okay, I have the badge, I have the authority. I didn't know what podcasting was. I'm doing shit on Facebook. I can't afford to have people not like me. Now it's evolved to, I don't give a fuck. I lose thousands of people a month on my social media. Don't care. But back then, I really was invested in the caring aspect because I know how to navigate it.
And you have to be, in my opinion, you have to be reckless a little bit. I think that's why your popularity, good or bad, whether they like you or not, it's important. And we had a guest on last week. There was a guy, Marine Corps vet is his handle, and his pronouns are like he, him, communist. Mm-hmm. And he comes on. You saw it, and Jimmy kind of got all worked up about it. And I'm like, you know what? We have to have this. You can't just all sit around, like the left or the right, and just sit in the room and tell each other everything's great. Oh, everything's great. If you have some one person in the room to go, maybe you should look at, even if it's off the wall fucking communism, to have that conversation and then generate the clips and generate the content is important. And you have to understand that. I think that's why you're so good at what you do. Regardless of what you're saying, people want to hate you or like you, they're all going to come watch, and they're going to hear something, see something, maybe go do some research. And that's the point of the podcast. That's the point of what we're doing, is to get people to think, even if they hate us, go look it up. Okay, Mike's a fucking idiot. That's not right. I don't believe it. Okay, good. At least you went and researched it or did something to better your brain. And I look at all this, when it all comes full circle, like you say, making cops better, keep them out of the news, keep them from getting killed, even if you have to make fun of them and throw them up on your page. Hey man, this is bad for you. And that girl in Shreveport is a perfect example of how it went full circle, and now she's being dubbed on AI and
You know, it's the
have to
female.
deal with it all again.
It's the females who I've done clearly to guys before, you know, crucified them. I've had 4 females who I've done content on, and they gained my respect because they were like, I had one call me in fucking tears, embarrassed. And she flat out said, she goes, I didn't know I was perceived this way. I go, you are. And she made it. And her coworker said, yeah, she actually improved. Another one was so disgusted with herself. It's only the females. It's only the females, as much as I shit on them, who have that much self-awareness to go, I don't want to be taken like a fucking joke. And they step up to the plate. I've never had a guy admit that they're like,
pride.
Yeah.
I had one that was local, and I cooked her a couple times, and then I finally did it the 3rd time, and she reached out. She's like, all gone. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm training. And I was like, okay, like I won't say anything else. But you're right. It's tough, and we come from that generation where it's tough love. Like you have this new generation of just, hey, you really shouldn't do that, or they don't listen to that. It's got to be tough love, and it's got to be, and they don't want to be on the fuck. I've been on the stand where my personal life was the entire hearing for 6 hours about strip clubs I went to and who I hung out with and pictures I posted of beer on social media. Do you know how much that fucking sucks? That sucks.
I'd love it. I'd fucking love it.
The second time when I got
right. First time around, you're like, do I really want to know? Next time you're on, we didn't have enough condoms, counselor, so we bareback the shit out of it.
The guy asked me, he says, he said something about you went to the strip club with these 2 guys. I said, yeah. And he goes, so you were hanging out with them. I said, sir, have you ever been to a strip club? He's like, no. I'm like, I don't hang out with the guys. I didn't go to hang out with the guys. Like, I don't know if they were there or not anymore. Like, I'm like, just being smart. I knew I was quitting anyway. Like I was at the end of it, but I remember the very first time I was on a life sentence trial for drug trafficking, and the guy brought my LinkedIn up, and he talked about what I had put on LinkedIn. And I'm sitting there going, this motherfucker opens my Facebook. 3 days ago, I had 13 beer cups piled up at a bar doing fucking shots looking like a clown. I went out in the hallway and deleted my fucking Facebook in the middle of the trial. I'm like, so they don't think about that. And you know what? A lot of them will never end up there. It's just statistically, they're going to get lucky and not end up there. But the one that does, I can only imagine what that must feel like.
You've seen the trend lately where people will post themselves in uniform on TikTok and talk about why they quit law enforcement for their mental health.
Yeah.
Really? Now, I understand that. I get it, because I did leave. I left my first apartment after 5 years, and I went back to sit there, go open a bar with my brother-in-law. I'm like, fuck this. So I get it, but I'm like, don't make this a fucking trend. I wish I had somebody back then who was older than me saying, no, this is a career. It's not a fucking job. Treat it X, Y, and Z. But my God, it's a fucking trend now. People get in it. They get in it for the wrong reasons. Their social media doesn't take off, and so they're going to go cut hair for a living now. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But it's a sick trend.
Well, and we've talked over and over. They're targeting those people with the videos and the recruiting videos, and that's what they're getting. Mm-hmm. They're getting what they're asking for. And I think at this point, it's impossible with the way things are going to continually get good candidates, because they're just so far behind that they're just like, throw 30 bad ones.
Who's going to train?
We'll get 5 good ones out of there, and we'll just hope that
18 months on. I had some 26-year-old kid earlier last year. Hey, just want your advice. 26. I've been on for a year and a half. They're making me FTO. I'm like,
that's our agency. The agency I work for, all of them, 2 years FTO. And I'm like, I can still remember. So I go back. My last FTO stint that I did was
14 years for me. It was 14 years.
Yeah, I did it. I got the last FTOs I did was like 2020. I was an FTO up till 2020. Then I went to DB. Then I got promoted. So you're talking 6 years ago. I remember when those guys were getting hired, and I'm like, these fucking kids ain't making it. And then now they're FTOs training the next generation. I see people. Yeah, I'm like, who are these people? And they're like, oh, he's an FTO. I'm like, FTO? He's been here fucking 18 months. Like, 5 years is my number. I'll die on that sword. 5 years of law enforcement experience is the number where I go.
It never was that. It's always been this way though. I didn't get yelled at, but I was on for 2 years, and my sergeant at the time, asked me to meet him, car to car. And I said, what's going on? He goes, why didn't you put your name on for the sergeant's exam? I said, why would I do that? He goes, why are you not testing? And I said, not for nothing. I've been here 2 years. I said, have you ever thought about what would happen? And if I tested better than everyone else, I interviewed better than else, how am I supposed to be a sergeant with 2 years on when you guys 10, 8, 9, 10 years? How the fuck is it? He goes, no, you're supposed to test. I'm like, and they would not have given it to me, but I'm like, I don't know. That's always been the case. You want people to
the only person I've ever met that has that same attitude is my wife. She has not tested for lieutenant. She's been a sergeant for years too. And she's like, I'm not doing it. Like, I need to put my time in. Nobody else thinks like that. These kids get out of the FTO and they're like, am I canine yet? Am I a detective? Am I, where's my job? What new job am I getting? And it's like, that whole mentality is done. But somebody put 30 by 30. So let's transition from that into the corrections video.
Fucking
hold up to your handrails. This is a pretty brutal video to watch. We're going to watch a female corrections interaction with a inmate and how it goes. Don't die yet. I know I need you.
We are with the side.
Yeah.
Hey, Bama, go. Hey, when you go out there, man, please go get a white shirt, bro.
A white shirt's
Man,
coming
tell them
over
it's an
here
emergency,
because
bro.
of a shakedown.
It ain't about the shakedown.
Okay,
It ain't, I don't
what's
care.
it
You can do
about?
that every day.
What's it about that?
Come on, like now. You just woke me up out my sleep for no reason.
It's a random
I
shakedown.
ain't I haven't disrespected you. I never had a jack ticket in my life.
Okay.
No.
What does that have
It
to
ain't
do
a random
with me?
shakedown, dude.
It is though.
It do
It
got
still hasn't
everything
been
to
shook
do.
down since you guys
Come
moved
on,
in there.
Come on. You thought a motherfucker was laughing at you earlier. You looked at me and then looked like this. Like, come on, man, we all see.
What are you talking about? You need to step off. Go somewhere else.
This is the moment it goes sideways. I'm going to keep it playing, but she's starting to write a check she can't cash.
I don't give a fuck about that tape on the ground. You need to go somewhere else.
Please stop cussing at me. I'm not cussing at you. Please
Hey, go ahead and just cuff up then.
Please stop cussing at me.
Oh, that's the R15 12 less. Go ahead, cuff up. Turn around.
Now, please don't do that.
Turn around and cuff up.
Please don't do that.
Turn around and cuff up.
Cuff up for what?
Because you want to see
Please
white
don't
shirts?
do that. I'm
They got
asking
white
you
shirts
to-
instead.
I'm just asking
Turn
you.
around.
I'm just asking you. Please don't
Turn
do that.
around
Ask you.
and cuff up. It's the last time I'm going to tell you.
Ask you.
It's the last time I'm saying it.
Please
Turn around
don't
and
do
cuff
it.
up.
Please don't.
Cuff up! Get the fuck over! Get the fuck over!
That's hard to watch, man.
No, it's not hard to watch.
It's
It's not for several different reasons. And number one, I never understood females in a corrections facility, never whatsoever. I come from Cook County, Illinois, where the Cook County Corrections, Chicago area, back in the 90s, they were called jail guards. They were the hardest juiced out of their heads, biggest, baddest motherfuckers on the planet. You never fucked with them. They used to come to the bar I worked.
I heard stories all the way in Florida from them. I've heard
Cook
stories
County,
all the way down here. Yep.
They were the most dangerous fucks on the planet, and they kept a very tight ship, and that's how it's got to be. I don't get when you're in prison or jail, you're in there all day. You're in jail. You're fucking there. And the only reason today when you've got two correction officers on a tier of 30, 40, 50, the only reason that things run smoothly and safely is because the inmates allow it.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
That's fucking it.
Any given Sunday, that place is
100%.
taken over. Yeah.
100%.
So
It is-
I look at that and I see the moment she starts to cuss and use that aggressive tone, you have to be able to beat his ass. If you're going to start talking like that, you have to be able to scrap. Obviously not. She's a female. She's not. That dude's jacked. So that whole situation to me shows like part of your argument, that over confidence and that female tone, and then they start to get, they just have that mindset that I'm just gonna yell it. I'm gonna act like a crazy female, emotional, and this guy's gonna listen because probably her girlfriend, whoever she's with, she's probably a lesbian, listens when she gets mad. This dude has nothing to fucking lose, and you provoked it. And even me at 5'11", 205, I can see that guy on camera. I don't want to fucking fight him. That doesn't look fun.
Mindset. The black criminal element has a different mindset. And you could see that with their MO is kicking people in the head on the ground. That shows a level of, I don't give a shit how offensive this is, of maybe a lack of brain development to where you view another human being to the point where the way that you settle your conflict resolution is to kick them on the ground. It's black criminality. It's ingrained in their culture. They do it all over the place.
That was outside the jail. He probably would have shot her.
And then and he would have kicked. He would have stomped on her head.
He would have took her gun out and killed her.
I don't get why. If anybody knows the jail, and this is why I can't stand. I did content on it because I'm on correction forums and I never chime in because I have no right to. And what has always pissed me off is correction officers will meekly go and seek validation. Hey, are we part of law enforcement? And you get cops shitting all over them. You're not cops. You're not a part of law enforcement. I would argue that the only true members of law enforcement are the judges. Cops issue a citation. They stop a behavior. They send you to court. Judge enforces that law by giving you a punishment. Corrections administers it. So I never understood the whole argument with that. Cops can't do correction work. They can't unless you came from. I would never presume to go to a corrections facility and teach control tactics or defensive tactics. They know more than I do. But if a correction officer was going to teach me something on the street, I would 100% fucking listen. So yeah, anybody who's never worked in that environment, those of us who went to county, we used to have, and I don't want to get long-winded. We used to have the fishbowl, right? Which was when you were on day shift, you went to day shift to go to retire, but you had sometimes to go transport, the prisoners from last night to bond court. So my first 5 years on, what they used to do is you used to walk into the jail. You have to take everything out, all your guns, all your magazines, your knives, your pepper spray, nothing. You couldn't have anything on you. You take the guy through the jail. You get to where the fishbowl is, where they all sit waiting to be called up to the judge, and you have to uncuff them. You go in, one door buzzes, you go in, you got to wait till that door shuts and buzzes. Then the other one buzzes and opens. It's a good 10, 15 seconds when you're sitting there with 10, 15, 50 guys from the night before, and you're going, please, dear fucking God, let nothing happen. That's jail for them every day.
If I didn't get in a fight on the street, we had the same thing. We came into Sallyport, they shut the doors. We put all our I would get out, put my gun, all my stuff in the trunk of the car, lock the trunk, get the guy out, and then there was that open, in, close, and you got 10 seconds. And I have been in probably 10 or 12 great fights in there, got headbutted, they're cuffed, get headbutted, they act up. And
what do they got to lose?
Yeah, they got nothing. They know they're going in, and there's nothing to lose. And that, I'll be honest with you, that's my final straw was they were going to transfer me into the jail. That was the punishment for supporting the other candidate for sheriff. And I was like, it ain't happened. I've arrested damn near 1,000 people in 23 years. I've put people in prison for the rest of their life. I have families or all that. I'm like, there is no way I'm going to sit in that jail for 12 hours a day and deal with that shit. Wasn't happening. That was the end for me. And I respect the job. And you're right. They're just a different breed, and they should be. They should be the most juiced up dudes that are in the gym half the shift.
100%.
And to have a female in there, and then, like I said, she starts to cash checks that she knows she's writing checks she can't cash. And you start doing that. And some of those key indicators, when that dude says, you don't want to do this, or please don't do this, that was him telling her, I'm going to fucking stomp your skull in.
That was the
As soon
dog.
as it-
with
that
the
was, he
hair
was
on
telling
the
her. He was telling her. He was
Fucking
telling her. That was the, and if you missed that, that's your fault. That's your fault for not knowing body language, not having watched videos. This happens all the time, unfortunately, in a lot of officer-involved shootings where officers are killed. You'll hear a bad guy say something very similar, like, hey, man, you don't want to do this, or hey, man, please don't do this. And some people hear just, oh, this guy's a bit. No, that a lot of times is a guy getting ready to tell you, I have nothing to lose.
different
And-
fucking world, man, where you cry broken arrow, maybe 30 seconds later, you get back up on the street as a cop. You call fucking broken arrow in jail, dude.
Look how long it took. Look, it was her and another female. And at the very end, when she's getting stomped, you can finally see the first male officer arrive and put him in a bear hug and say,
And they
"Get- you know, get
can't,
him off
and
her."
they can't go as hard as they should either, because there's some of them are still pre-trial detainees. You know, they're not convicted, and you know they got their rights and cameras, and the lawyers love to sue for that shit. They know. They
Yep.
absolutely corrections, in my opinion, is a harder job than being a street cop any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Like I said, I would not do it. I would not do it. I refuse. I thought about that. I remember they handed me the memo. What day was that? It was 5 days after the election. It was like August 25th, 26th. It was a Monday. They handed me that memo. And I remember going over to the jail. I had to meet with the deputy chief, and I'm just sitting there like, I blew my knee out, so I was on light duty. I'm like, I'm not fucking going in this jail. And that was August. I was going to leave in December. Anyway, that would have been my 20. And September rolled around. I, had the stupid steroid bullshit, and I quit. But there was no way. There was 0% chance I was ever working a shift in the jail. And that, to come in late, like you said, to come in late at 20, 23 years and then switch to that mindset in there, it's an old dog that's ready, got to learn new tricks. And I don't know the layout of the jail. Just the danger in that alone, for them to even consider that as punishment, which it was not labeled as punishment, but it's dangerous. It's a dangerous scenario to do to somebody, and they fucking didn't care. And it was like, well, I'm not going.
No.
All right.
Hey, more females. You want to do the job? Do the job. I've had a
Yeah.
I looked at that one, had her teeth all messed up when she was up. When she got up, and you see the camera point of view looking up. The one who was looking up, look, her teeth was all knocked out.
Oh yeah. I'm
Horrible.
sure. I gotta send Jimmy the link for later.
James.
In a little bit, he'll pop in for the
ladies.
show. So I want to show you this video. This is, I believe, in Pennsylvania. So let me get it up there, and then I'll pause it real quick. There's no sound because it had rap music, but if you look in the middle of the screen, you're going to see a guy standing in the middle of the road. You see the truck with the headlights on. Just to the left is I'll use the word gentleman. Is a gentleman standing in the road. He's armed with rocks, and he's bashing cars and hitting cars and doing all.
Is this out by me?
Pennsylvania, I believe.
I see snow. Okay.
So you're going to see how the officer decides to handle it. Right after that truck to the left, you'll see a police car pull up here in a second.
He's just a crazy homeless guy throwing shit.
Yeah, banging car and whop, and he just launches him.
No firearm, just throwing rocks.
Yeah, but he was beating windows, and he was doing some. I know rocks are no firearm, and
Again,
I know where you're going to go with this.
Yeah, the pussy cops.
So
Right, I wouldn't want to take a rock to the face, but you're inside of a car.
yeah, rubbing is racing. So he resigned.
Well, wait a second. Couldn't that homeless guy shot the cop?
Yeah, you don't know if he's got a gun. You don't know if he's got a gun. Well, yeah.
Now that was hitting with a car.
Yeah, that was use of force. I'm on the fence with it. I wouldn't want to get out and confront a guy with a rock, because guess what? A rock is deadly force.
Sure, Cain and Abel.
Rock is deadly force. So he uses a car. I'm told that he resigned, and then I'm told yesterday there was a case of the blue flu, and every single cop in town called out sick yesterday.
Well, fuck them.
In protest, and they had to have a municipality come, another municipality or a local agency come.
They shall be
police
fired.
for them.
They shall be
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to play out, but that is
Yeah, you're standing up for your brother in solidarity who did something at the same time too. Where we just had in America all these cops defending a guy for shooting somebody with deadly force. And if it's a rock, great, whatever. Again, I'm going solely off what the video is. If it's somebody throwing shit, that's mental health. We've all fucking had that kind of crap. I'm sorry. that's not something you go hit somebody with a car over. If he's actively throwing it, there's a woman with a stroller on the side of the road and he's fucking chucking shit, you hit the gas. But if it's just he's in the middle and he's some crazy homeless fucking guy and you want to bump him,
it was a love tap, Tom. He just
Doing
rattle his cage, man. He like Dale Earnhardt used to do, man. You rattle his cage coming out of turn 4.
Look at the one who was just fired for attempted murder. You played the video a couple
Atlanta. Yeah, he chased that guy down. He got arrested. No, he got fired. He got arrested.
Yeah.
He got arrested for attempted murder.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the people are talking about the cooler. That cooler guy got charged with murder in New York. I like that one too, man. I know we were totally different in some of those. I don't give a fuck about some of that. All right, the last one I'm gonna play is our buddy up there in Charlotte, Mecklenburg, North Carolina, South Carolina.
Do you operate under?
This is the sheriff of the county.
Mecklenburg County.
What branch of government do you operate under, Sheriff?
Constitution of the United States.
Correct. That is what establishes the branches of government. I'm asking which branch you fall under.
Mecklenburg County. I'm a duly sworn Mecklenburg County Sheriff. We answer to the people of Mecklenburg County.
This was not where I was anticipating getting stuck. Are you aware of how many branches of government there are?
No.
Oh.
Okay. For the sake of debate, I will move on and say there are 3 branches of government: legislative, executive, judicial. Of those 3, which do you believe you fall under?
I believe I fall under the last one.
Judicial.
Would you say it to me?
Judicial.
Okay. You are incorrect, sir. You fall under the executive.
How about that?
Wow.
That's the sheriff.
I almost got that wrong. Executive is the president.
That executive enforces. The legislative makes the laws. Executive would be enforcing them, and the judicial does the final say there in court.
Okay, then I would have
You would have failed.
I would have failed too. I would have said, but I know what they are. Legislation makes them. Executive, I didn't know. I thought that was more along the lines of.
Yeah, he's an executive. But just that, and I get it. But this guy, the sheriff. Let me get the video up.
Oh, executive, execute. You're executing the
you're executing nice people, right?
Well, that too.
So this sheriff is no stranger to drama. Let me get this up here. All right. I hate this program. I like the program you use where it's like in your background.
What?
That program you use.
Oh, I use OBS.
Yeah, it's like in the background.
I got 3 screens.
Yeah, you're just. So he was in trouble before. Make it bigger here for made some racially charged
he's
comments.
wearing chalk stripe. Nice.
Yeah. Let's go.
The tie's got to go though. You got to when you're in the executive branch. See, you got to do a solid tie.
So it says Mecklenburg County Sheriff Gary McFadden issued an apology Thursday for racially charged language he used for a video amid controversy that saw the chief resign over allegations of toxic work environment. I'll play a little bit of it.
These damn
Today,
honkies.
I want to apologize for that language.
So that's is audio
Held to a higher standard. That's the office of the sheriff.
Breaking right now.
Play it, but he's. Imagine if that was I'm just gonna say. Imagine if that was a white guy. A white guy made racially charged comments, and he kept his job.
I can go put on. I got my chalk stripe. I can go put. I've got a 6 button though. He only had a 5 button vest. And I have a 6 button vest with a chalk stripe.
Super chat from Clint. Put it on an Ultima 33 on your next cruise.
I can.
Thank you, Clint. My next cruise is March. Everybody knows I'm going. Clint had a really cool story. Clint dealt with some drama up in North Carolina with the troopers. We've been shitting on. You remember we watched the Pennsylvania State Troopers with the fucking ball gag in their mouth, that strap.
What? Oh yeah.
So that got huge up there. And then there was that video of the Pennsylvania. We posted the reel today where he takes that dude to jail, and he got shit cans with some politician's husband, but that one was pretty popular as well. That chin strap up there, and I know you're a big fan of the looking squared away.
Yeah.
What's your take on the ball gag?
The chin strap?
Here's my version. My campaign hat. Usually when I put this on, I use my Asian accent when I put that on.
I was tie in the wintertime until I got too fat. Then I had to go to turtleneck. But no, literally, I used to wear an outside. I got mocked in my my department because I still wore the outside vest carrier cover, but I wore tie. And I'm like, it looks
Really?
oh my God, fuck yeah. It was a great look. Actually, it's trend center because all of a sudden the sergeant started to do it. I'm like, see, motherfuckers? Yeah, I like tie in the wintertime.
What about a hat? Did you didn't wear a hat?
I know, but if I went back now, if I were now,
You said you
I
would put the taxi hat.
Reason it was I worked at a 4 a.m. bar before I became a cop in 98, had a big fight break out. It was like Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock were big, so you used to have fights all the fucking time. And we had the Cook County Sheriff's deputies who'd come in and they knew everything. They came in to smoke and drink and all this shit, so it was never an issue. But one night was a substitute sheriff. This motherfucker walked in, and that's when I knew I wanted to be a cop. He walked in, he had the real big, thick, fucking, typical cop mustache. He had on the big, heavy sweater tucked into his gun belt, massive Cook County star, and he had that hat on. None of them wore a hat. He walked in. If the guy was 5'8", I'd never know because he looked like he was 7'6". And I'm just like, that's command presence. And that, yeah, I never wanted to lose it. So it kind of sucks. This is stupid. But anytime there was like a funeral or anything, I was kind of like, we get to wear the hat because I liked how professional that whole uniform looked.
Yeah, and my episode this morning was on Sal. My other option, and I might do it next week, was about tradition. But my problem with tradition is we have to evolve too. So I'm not. I know we disagree on this. North Carolina, yeah, Charlotte Mecklenburg's in North Carolina. You would, if you took over an agency, if we took over an agency, we'd be fist fighting because you want spit shine boots, squared away like Class B, like polyester, pressed tie. That's what you would want your guys wearing
for patrol.
Okay. See,
yeah,
I prefer. I want kind of what I wore.
Oh, I want fucking day shift. Every shift, actually, you wash your squad car every fucking day.
I'm cool with that. You can go through the 7-Eleven drive
because it's specialty positions are a different story. It's who is showing up. If 99% of fucking police work is my neighbor's dog is barking, and I can't. You want somebody showing up looking like they fucking care. It's as simple as that. So that's a patrol, 100%. The other stuff, no, do what you want to do.
Yeah, I prefer, and my argument is, and I get the look, but I prefer the more tactical gear setup with the more mobile uniform because I've been there, man. That polyester doesn't want to flex when you're on the ground fighting. It's tight, and when I went to the BDUs and the Under Armour shirt with the outer carrier, I just felt more motivated to work. And somewhere in there is the right line. I get you can't look like a shitbag and baggy. There are guys, they wear the fucking 2 sizes too big BDU pants because they're fat. Their shit's hanging below their stomach. Their stomach's out between the vest and that doesn't look great. But I don't know if it's going to look great in a fucking regular uniform either. But somewhere in the middle of that, because like I said, Pennsylvania troopers wear a short sleeve shirt with a tie and no badge.
That's stupid.
No badge.
Yeah.
There's no badge on the uniform.
No.
And then they got the fucking hat with the, fucking thing in the mouth. And the fucking things in the mouth. And I'm like, I just don't get it. And then my argument with tradition is I get tradition, but we don't fucking ride horses anymore either. We evolved. We evolved. We don't ride horses anymore
either.
We don't write reports. We type them. We don't send pages.
God, do you remember handwriting reports?
Oh, dude, it was so bad.
Well, pressing down as hard as you can.
I will go on and next week I'll bring up one of my old arrest reports and you can try to decipher the fucking hieroglyphics that is on that page because I have the worst handwriting. The worst. When I started, we had a card and we called in on the phone. We called in on the phone and we read off the card. It said case number, incident time, date. You read that and it was right on the card.
Somebody wrote your report for you?
You spoke it out on this date and time. I responded to this address, blah, blah, blah. And then some lady in records typed out your reports for you.
Wow. Big fan. Us small town cops had to do our own shit. Start to finish.
Yeah. I mean, our agency isn't big. And then we went back to handwriting for a short period of time. And then I was one of the last people to cave to the computer typed affidavits. I continued to handwrite my arrest affidavits and had to type my reports. And then finally like, hey bro, we can't understand a fucking word you're saying. Then the handwritten tickets were still around. I'd get called every week. Like, I have no idea what this ticket says. I can't read the driver's license number. And then we obviously went to the printed tickets, which is nice because you can just, you know what you can do? You type out everything once and you go add violation, add violation, add violation. And then you print out one of them FHP fucking CVS receipts for tint, insurance, registration, license, stop sign, and
Handwritten, man. Everything's
Steve's
fucking
favorite thing, the government making money off citations.
press down hard to go through 5 copies. You get all the way to that yellow copy, and they're like,
Yeah.
I can't even read this. Don't worry.
And you remember signing it? You could arrest them if they didn't sign it.
Which is the stupidest thing in the fucking
How many fist fight videos have you seen in your career over the fucking citation?
Georgia. Yeah, Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta's in Georgia. Atlanta, I covered that one. Black kid killed an old man who was a preacher because he wouldn't sign the ticket for a traffic stop. And that cop should have been charged with murder.
Yep.
100%.
I remember those days. If it was we went away of it if it wasn't criminal. And then if it was criminal, once we had the body camera, we would basically just say on body camera, suspect refuses.
How do you, that is the easiest fucking thing in the world, right? It's, hey, I refuse. There's some other girl got hooked up because she like scribbled on the ticket and the cop's like, I'm going to give you one more chance to do it. He hooked her. It's like, you have her on dash cam and your body cam acknowledging that it's her, but it's a pissing contest.
And that's what I get into with, we have, did you guys have that like declination form? If somebody didn't want to press charges, you had to sign a form. Did you guys have something like that?
No. We would have them write a statement.
Okay. So we had a form. And it would just say similar. It was a form and we would say, the case number, date, time, just sign here and check that you don't want to prosecute. And then we would add that to the report. And I kind of get into it that, and also trespass warnings. We have them fill out as trespass warning. It's on fucking camera. I just got done telling you on video, blah, 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 blah. And we're still writing paper. And some of those cases is like, let's say you trespass at my house. I call the police. You drive 40 minutes across town and get home. Now, let's say you're in a just different jurisdiction. I got to send somebody by your house to bring the form and hope you're home, have you sign it. I call you on the fucking phone on body cameras. This Dominick Izzo. Hey, man, don't fucking go back to the house anymore. This is being recorded. If you go back, you're going to be arrested. Blank. Or I'm standing there with you. Go, hey, Dominick, this 7-Eleven doesn't want you there anymore. If you come back on this property, you're going to be like, why are we still writing paper? Right? It doesn't make any damn sense.
Should be the corporation's responsibility. Hire private security. It should not be police matter whatsoever.
Yeah, and it's something that they'll make the best videos. How many good square up security videos we've been seeing lately with dudes just
Riverside, California, killed a guy because he was in the McDonald's bathroom too long?
Yeah.
Oh, he was obstructing. What was the crime? You want to get into? You didn't want to give the cop a false ID. What was the crime?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on that as well. Most you see like Sonia Massey, like they never should have been in that damn house. Like there's so many calls, but I had the smarts to say it.
You were drugs and guns and shit. No.
Yep.
You find a way to get in the house.
Yes.
You get in. So
yes.
what do you got going on?
Yeah. Oh,
here?
what is that? That looks like crack right there. What is that on the floor? But what I'm saying is there are many times when I said in my head, this is not worth it. Like right now, this is not worth it. Let's just move on. We'll get them next time. All right, let's bring Jimmy in for a minute. Jimmy.
Yo.
How we doing?
Did you get a haircut, James?
Yeah, I did. I did, Mr. Dominick.
Handsome man, you.
If
you grew a beard, you would be the younger person.
Why don't you grow up?
I grow beard like a prepubescent Mexican.
Oh, okay.
Patchy. I mean, like it. Yeah, it's real patchy. So
if you grew like a prepubescent Mexican, ICE would come get you.
Dude, wait till I start tanning again when I'm at the gym.
Oh, Jimmy's gonna tan.
Yeah.
So, what's your take on that?
I'm gonna get back to
Jimmy. You researching?
Yeah, I was actually on the phone with Brady P.
Okay.
And we were talking about the Iraq pullout and the Syria pullout. So
I see that everybody's talking about the gaming. The gaming's coming along good.
Yeah, so that was the other thing I had to do is I got tasked with getting the Discord up, and the Discord's going really good. You guys are going to be really, really thrilled with what we got squared away. I got a lot of people that really, really want us to play Grand Theft Auto, where you and Tyler are play cops, and the rest of us are criminals.
I'll make a deal. I'll make a deal when if and when Grand Theft Auto 6 drops. It's supposed to be, I believe, this year. I will get on there. I'll play on the Countercultural Network. I'll play the game. I'm gonna be a certified killer though. So what do you
Yeah,
what's on the plate tonight for the Shadowcast?
So tonight is really the El Paso airspace shutdown. So we got info on that. That's what I was talking to Brady about. And the cartels are doing criminal shit. And that's I'll just kind of tease that. This had everything to do with the cartels, and local law enforcement was not equipped to deal with the drone threat that the cartels were slinging at them. Neither was Border Patrol.
Wow.
And,
all right. Well, Jimmy, I appreciate you coming on. In about 5 minutes, Jimmy will be live on Counterculture for the Shadowcast Live. We'll see you in a little bit, Jimmy.
Later, dude.
All right. I will play Grand Theft Auto 6. That sounds fun.
I've been on Rachel got me. She's like, she's a huge gamer. I'm like, I don't fucking game. I'm gaming 20 years, whatever. I started gaming. I can't stop. I've been playing Dead Space every fucking night now. And I beat Portal 2. Oh my God. Fucking amazing.
Xbox or PlayStation?
No, I'm still on PS3. She's got PS5. I'm like, I'm not fucking paying that money.
I have the Xbox, the new one, and my wife, I hate talking about it. She is so much better than me at Call of Duty. It makes me so fucking mad. I'll sit there and play. I'll get like 3 kills. She's over there, the fucking chopper gunner and the fucking thing on the turret, and I'm mad. But we started a Discord for our game, like Counterculture Gaming, where all the guys are meeting up and playing. And I will jump. I loved Grand Theft Auto, so that would be a cool, because that becomes like,
dude, that game.
Life. That's like your life. You become like a character in that game.
Dude, years and years and years ago, and people were like saying video games are responsible for the violence in America. I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind. They are. Then I played Grand Theft Auto. I used to work 11 to 7 midnight, and I started playing Grand Theft Auto at 6 o'clock at night once. I'm like, I got a couple hours before I go into work. I played for 30 minutes. It was 4 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, I gotta go.
Yeah. I used to work 4 to 2 and do it.
No, I drove exactly on the road, exactly how I was playing in the fucking game. I'm like, I'm 53 going north doing 95 miles an hour. And I'm going, the fuck am I doing? Oh,
you're about to shoot somebody.
It influenced me bad. I'm like, no, video games are responsible. Shit.
Pride Assassin says, been boycotting Rockstar since they shut down their servers for as long as Chauvin kneeled on Floyd.
Wow.
Yeah, I got back and forth. I remember my favorite shift ever was 4 to 2, 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. You got off at 2, you could sleep in, do some stuff during the day, but I would get off at 2, and me and like 4 guys would go straight home, throw the Xbox on and play like Call of Duty or Halo to like 4 or 5 a.m., get off. But the Counterculture Gaming's taking off, so that'll be cool. I will jump in on the Grand Theft Auto. I think that'll be cool to get back into it and interact with all the dudes on Patreon and Discord. So, all right, Dominic, another week has passed.
There you have it.
What else? Anything? What do you got? Friday night, Cop Talk Live.
Friday night, we're taking calls on Friday. We're live twice a week now, Tuesdays and Fridays. Okay. Tuesdays is kind of like the update night where I go over stuff, and then Fridays is the call-in. So,
and then tomorrow we are live 11 to 1 on the broadcast, the original broadcast day, Thursday. Dominic will be on a little afternoon tomorrow, so tune in tomorrow for an update with Dominic. And we appreciate you guys. Thanks for another great show.